Hey, Mike here. If you guys like what I'm saying, I try to record one of these every day. It's Saturday right now. Usually maybe we miss like every other day, but we try to do it every day. And um, so if you like listening, just tune in. It's an almost daily thing. But today I wanted to talk about how obviously you guys know I'm a homeless drug addict, and I want to talk about going to prison and how like crazy. Okay, I I lived in a Commonwealth state at the time, and I was 22 at the time, and I was on county parole when I took a bunch of Xanax, 24 Xanax actually, and I woke up in my buddy's backyard, and I went inside, and I didn't remember anything from that. Well, no, there was two purses by me, and all this copper wire. My dog was tied up, my pit bull, and I go inside, and my boy's like, "Yo, you need to clean this up." The lady, like 2 doors down, said you went into her house last night and you took her purse. So I'm like, "Oh, I think it's out back." So I went down, and but the crazy thing is that what happened was I went into her house. It was unlocked. Her boyfriend's name is Michael. So when I went in to her kitchen, and I hear her say, Michael, is that you? And I'm just like, yeah, it's me. And it was just ironic. And so she comes down. She's like, yo, who are you? And she was really cool. I talked to her, and we kind of laughed or whatever. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm drunk. I went in the wrong house, so I left. But as I left, I remember seeing her purse, so I left, and then I came right back when she left the kitchen, and I grabbed her purse, and then that's real. I don't remember anything else from that night. But so she's like, yeah, but the next day, I gave her her purse back, and she claimed that there was like I think $40 missing, but whatever. She's like, yo, by the way, my neighbor is missing her purse too, but she's not like me. If she knows it's you, she's gonna call the cops. So we're just gonna act like you found her purse in the dumpster. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went, gave that back to her. There was stuff in there that didn't belong to either of them, and I digress. I don't know what I did, but it wasn't good. So okay. So then we break away, and I go back to my routine. And I had just I went in my boy's house, called my other boy, and I was like, yo, I need to get some dope. I wasn't smoking crack then, never tried it. And I put my needle in my pocket, and I'm getting ready to go. I hear a knock on the door. I open the door, and it's the cops. They're like, which one of you is Michael? And I was like, it was me. They ended up taking me. As they bring me outside, I look down the way, and I see the girl and her neighbor standing on their porch and watching me. I'm like, you told me you weren't going to call them. I couldn't say anything. The cops were there. And in all reality, I did what I did. But, like, why would you tell me you're not going to do this? And then, I get it. But but anyway, I get locked up. They took my boy in because I was at his house, and they end up giving me, they charged me with burglary, felony 1, and I had two $25,000 bails, plus I had a county parole hold. So here I am, 22 at the time. I only ever did like 3 weeks in the county. So I get in to the county, I settle in. People are telling me, yeah, you probably just get it dropped down, and then you'll do 6 months for your county probation violation, and then you'll get out. And then, so like, time goes by, and finally, I didn't have no lawyer or anything, so finally the public defender comes, and they're like, all right, so this is what they're offering you, SIP. I'm like, what's that? They're like, State Intermediate Punishment Program, where you do 6 months in state prison, 6 months somewhere else. It's a bunch of bullshit. So I was just like, wait, whoa, hold the phone. state prison. I'm like, are you serious? I went into an unlocked house, gave everything back. State prison? And they're like, okay, let me make a long story short. I didn't qualify for that SIP program because I was on county parole. So they ended up sentencing me to 1.5 years and 18 days to 5 years. And at my sentencing, I didn't even have a public defender, no lawyer, nothing. And they're like, do you plead guilty? And I was just like, I guess. No one here told me otherwise. So they sentenced me. And I remember I had shaved my head because I didn't want to go up to jail all feminine, and I wanted to be like more like a killer, murderer type dude. But anyway, so that morning, like when you're getting ready for breakfast, and all of a sudden you hear my name and pack it up, you're going to state. I'm just like, my stomach goes into, oh my gosh, I'm 23 years old, I'm going to state prison. I was scared. I'm not even lying. Like, if you say you went to state prison and you weren't scared, you're a fucking liar. I didn't know. I was scared beyond belief. I didn't know what to do. So anyway, I went and they took me to the processing prison, and I get there. You have to give a urine. I couldn't piss, and you got 2 hours to piss because I was like so scared, and I clammed up, and I couldn't perform. And if you don't do it in 2 hours, you get sent to the hole, and I didn't need that because that wouldn't be good for parole. Anyway, with like 5 minutes to spare, I sprinkle out a little urine, and then they take us. That first day, like when you're getting processed and everything, you're not in your cell yet. Everything doesn't hit home until you get to your block. And the jail I was at, it was an old block, so it's bars. It's not like doors where you can barely hear people. The dudes are like, you hear everything. I walk in and I hear, I want the white boy. I'm just like, oh wow, I guess that's me. And they're just saying, and anyway, I go to my cell, and this is an old jail, and it was just disgusting, cockroaches, rats, and everything. And they shut the door, and there's no greater despair than hearing your cell door shut, like knowing that not this summer, not next summer, I'll get out. If I make parole, I gotta be good. Okay, so I ended up going to do a drug program, and at that time, I didn't do any drugs. I did like fake pills, like phenobarbital or nothing good, nothing that. Oh, I got Clotidine, which is like a blood pressure thing. I sort of like to take them because they make you drowsy, and I remember when I got in the drug program, when they encounter you, you gotta sit there and hear people tell you your bad things and everything, and everyone that stood up said, yo, you're gonna die. You're always taking all these pills, you're falling asleep, you're just gonna die. I'm just like, wow. Anyway, so I get out. That time I knew I was going to get high, so I went out, I ended up getting high. I want to get to a good part. So, okay, I ran out here, and I got locked up, got sent back, and I went to a different jail, and I wanted to make parole, so like they gave me a 9-month hit. So I had to do another program. Then they call me down to parole one day, and they tell me, like, listen, you signed this. It says you've been accepted to state supervised probation. I'm like, what is this? It was because I had violated my county probation when I ran from state parole. So I'm sorry if you can't, I'm not really explaining it too well. Because I messed up on state parole and I was on county parole, for the county parole they gave me that state supervised probation, and I signed it because I wanted to make parole, but I didn't realize that the probation didn't start until after I maxed out from the state sentence. So once I did the 5 years, I had 2 more years of probation. So I signed that, and they ended up maxing me out anyway. I did 3 years the first time, then I did 2 more. That time I did 2 years, and then I had to get out. And then that time, this is a longer story. Well, the time I got out, when I maxed out, I was on probation. I really wanted to get clean. Like my whole heart was in it. I was going to AA. I was rebaptized. I was in the God. I was doing everything right. Like I swear, like I felt it. I had that energy. I was working out, and I fucking felt it. And I remember I called my sister like 2 days before. I was like, listen, Maggie. She said, oh, Mikey, I'm gonna come get you. Me and Danny are gonna come out and come get you. I'm like, listen, Maggie, I understand. You want to see me, I want to see you too, but I can't right now. My boy I met here, yeah, I'm gonna go to stay with this girl and build my life over there. And Maggie's just like, but I'm just like, listen, Mag, I just need clothes, da da da. And she's like, okay. So then the next morning, I'm leaving, and they tell me to pack up, and then I'm like, so what time is the bus coming? And the CEO was like, oh, the bus isn't coming. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm maxing out. They're like, no, your sister's here to get you. I'm just like, well, so I can't take the bus. I gotta go with her. Like, she's here, yeah, and she is a vicious heroin addict and crack, anything. And when I talked to her 2 days before, she sounded high as hell, and I was just like I cried. I was just like, I want to stay clean, and now I got to go in a car with two junkies. Anyway, I get released, I see them on my campus, and I'm not happy to see them, but at the same time, I know my life is ruined. Well, not ruined, but my life at that point is not going to go the way it should have went. So I get in the car with them, and then they had 18 bags on them, and they tell me that, and then Danny decides to take me out of the car and be like, listen, you don't got to do the bag. Stay clean, da-da-da. I'm like, dude, give me the fucking bag. I already knew then I was going to do it, and I did it, and didn't report to probation. Went on the run again for like 60 days, and when they got me, I went back to the other state I was in, and that was the probation was for a needle. So I got resentenced to a 6 months to 24 month sentence, which is 2 years. I ended up doing all of that, so I did 7 years total, and I never joined a gang, never did, never, I tried to stay to myself, and I never tried to be anybody who I was. I didn't, I didn't change. I tried not to change who I was, and some of the best times you can have in your life are in prison, because you're clean and you actually laugh, a genuine laugh, which I can't do now. And you have fun, and you even though you're behind a gate, you like life. My last time, they started bringing Suboxone in, and I didn't believe it. They're like, yo, you can take a little piece of this and get wrecked. I took a little piece of that. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I go back to my cell. Next thing you know, I'm running around like a madman high. I'm just like, wow, I forgot what this felt like. Oh, hell yeah. Boom, bang, bat. Time for like 3 days. Then you got the taste, and then like that fourth day I slept, I woke up and was like, man, my life isn't as good as it was 4 days ago. I'm just like, I really want to get high. And then I started chasing it. All my commissary would go to that, and it was expensive, because for it was like a quarter of the strip, I think it was like $25, and out here they're like $3 for the whole thing. It's just crazy. And I remember the day I signed out to leave, these Spanish dudes came to my cell because they were gonna fuck me up because I had burned them for like $24 or something like that. And so yeah, I owe someone $24. I'm sorry if you're watching. Send me your Cash App and I will give it to you. No, but yeah. So, but like prison, like it's not like how. Well, for me, it wasn't like how it is on jail on TV. We go there and you get raped, and I didn't do anything gay. I didn't get raped. I got along with everybody. But like I said before in the past, like I'm a chameleon, so I can, if I'm with a bunch of like Muslims, I can talk to them about their faith, and fit in with them, if I'm with the, Puerto Ricans playing dominoes, I can do that. I get along with anybody. I can talk to anybody. I listen, and I try to be, an all right person. And it was easier in jail because, man, I forgot I would like to wake up in the morning, and I would like my routine that I did, to take a shower. Shit that I just don't do now. Like, and it's just the one thing I did get addicted to was exercising and working out, and I got when I went in there I couldn't even bench like 80 pounds, and when I left my max bench, it's not that much, but 295 is what I can. And when I was big and I was strong, and I earned it. You know what I mean? I every day I went in there and I pushed myself as hard as I could to get that. And when you start seeing the results in your body, there's no better feeling than that. And you're just like, yeah, you know what? I deserve this. I did that, and I want to feel that again. Like when I get my first paycheck, when I get a job, if I work at Planet Fitness or wherever I work, you gotta get that first paycheck. It's gonna be like, wow, like, or pay my first insurance bill, whatever it is, like just something other than this, and that's what I want. And yeah, so it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably panhandle. I go to the highway and do that. Maybe ask that guy.